Taurus, how are y'all doing? Hope you all are doing great. It's a rainy day here in Utah, so don't mind the dark color here. We had a couple flip over, so that'll be our first position. We're going to go ahead here and get into a full reading. That means that we start with the Lenormand. It will be a sentence read from left to right here. And then we will put tarot on top of that, clear the board completely, smudge again, and then we'll get into your oracle, which is spirit team messages with some animals. So bottom of the deck here, we start with an animal already. Okay, the fox is about strategic energy, logistics, right? I'm hearing LLC. So you could be focusing on business at this time or focusing on, yeah, like a statistic type energy, okay? Or looking at something from a logical point of view. Now we see the tree. The tree is all about health. It's about stability. Um, if it's a connection, it's a healthy connection. If it's a home, it's a healthy home, that type of thing. So let's see what this entails. This could also be personal health. Yeah, the lilies. Okay, good energy. This is like positive flow, okay? Like the beauty way of the Navajo. And that means like being in alignment and embodying a positive energy that brings more positivity towards you. So I think that if this is business, you could be thinking, okay, I need to get down to business. I need to commit to the bit. I need to do this and do that in order to grow. And this here is growth. But Spirit is kind of saying, what if we were just to get into alignment? Okay, let's see what we're focused on. Yeah, some sort of a wish here with the lantern. Okay, so it's like the genie in the bottle, 1111, make a wish. So we are manifesting heavily at this time here. And it does look like it's going well. Let's see. Yeah, there's just some things to clear out. So instead of focusing on what do I do, this is more like the art of non-doing, non-action, and unlearning. So could be something regarding our mindset here that's being cleared out. Could also be, I mentioned the home, like literally clearing out. Connections could be clearing out. Not everybody gets to come with us when we are manifesting at this level. Okay. Yeah, but look at that. You're going. This is a brand new beginning. This is the start of something big here. We'll get the tarot to see what this is, but I have a feeling we're going to see the Fool here. That's sort of that fool's journey. 4411, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Those numbers could be significant. Let's see what the tarot has to say. I'll go ahead, wow, and grab the one with the Fool on the bottom. I just said that. And then this one, bottom of the deck, also is the Fool. So we'll use these two decks here for you. Wheel of Fortune on the split. Yeah, you're going places. You are going places. And I'm not shocked, that, and then the world. I'm not shocked that Taurus gets this energy in their reading. Okay, you all are very much grounded and you're very rooted in this idea of growth and expansion. Okay, yeah, Page of Pentacles. This to me is like that first step, okay? The page is when we get the download and then we start to do something about it. So I think it's a good idea to take stock of your achievements at this time, see how far you've come, notice your growth here. And look at that. Another confirmation here. Yeah, with the Sun card and the Tower is sticking up here. Yeah, I don't think that you've realized how far you've come here. That's what I'm getting. This is, you know, traditionally on the tarot, it's somebody looking down at a plant and seeing that it has grown. So this is sort of that idea that, a watched pot does not boil, things like that, right? We could be hanging on to this idea that we need to see some very sudden growth, and Spirit says, just stay in alignment and let me surprise you here. So beautiful energy so far. I think that's what we're clearing out, is holding on to this idea that everything must be perfect or that the growth needs to look a certain way. Yeah, there's that star. Yeah, this is beautiful here. They're saying like hold the vision and let us do the rest. Okay, two more here. Yeah, Three of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's interesting here that we get the page at the beginning and we get the ace at the end. It kind of brings it around in a loop here. So the planning stages is number 3, and we've got the ace, which is a new idea. So we could feel also like pulled in multiple different directions here with the page leading us to an ace. It's like, well, I'm going to go this way, and then let me sit and I will redirect, and then I'll go this way. So Spirit is kind of saying, choose the direction and we will be the wind beneath your wings here. So we could be clearing out as well some sort of a scenario that made us feel disappointed. Okay, again, that start-stop energy. 9 of Wands being on guard, 8 of Cups walking away. Okay, so we could have left like a very steady job here, 8 of Pentacles, in order to start our new journey sort of on our own. So let's see what this is. We've got the Fool and the Emperor on the split here. So yeah, with the Ace of Wands ended up in the middle. Yeah, I think we're on a new journey towards something that is all our own. Okay, so it's like this passion, this ace, this idea, this inspiration has come forward, turned itself into an opportunity here, and we're taking action on that so that it can be our very own. Okay, that's really lovely energy. I'm going to keep the Fool where I want it. Okay. Yeah, but again, in matters of the heart, we've been disappointed here. And I tap into this a lot. When it comes to manifesting, there's the 10 of Pentacles. When it comes to manifesting, we have to have our heart space clear. Okay, I think that's why we're seeing the broom with the star. It's like when we manifest and we are thinking of the things that have disappointed us, then that is sort of what we get more of. Okay, so you get what you think about whether you like it or not. So we want to be thinking high vibrational. So what do we have to say about this lantern with the sun? 9 of Wands came right back out. 8 of Wands and the Empress. Oh, wow. Okay, so we do have the Emperor and the Empress here, sort of on opposite sides of the reading. So we were made to feel like we needed to protect ourselves for our own good here. Could have built some walls, okay? And then we've got 8 of Wands, communication to the Empress. So it's like, could this be a wounded person coming towards the Empress? This is, I've built walls, but I'm still trying to manifest anyways. I think that's what we're going towards here is like, okay, things have been disappointing in my world, and I'm just going to manifest through it all. And it's giving a little bit of spiritual bypassing here. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's what I'm getting because we've got 5 of Swords here. And I think this is you because we have this King of Pentacles. It's like I'm trying to grow this plant into a tree, and I will do this regardless, even if that means, might not be you. Even if that means bypassing whatever it is that I need to heal from. Okay. Yeah, feeling stuck, perhaps in a long-term connection here. Feeling that sort of stuckness as it pertains to the heart. Yeah. And then you're like, well, come hell or high water, I'm going to manifest anyway, which we do love that energy. It's determination, right? But when our heart is on fire here, like this, it makes manifesting a lot more difficult because we need that center to be open. Okay, remember you are a conduit for spirit. So when we are at odds, the fire can be combustion, right? So when we are at odds with something in our world, I believe this is your sign, Taurus there. We have a convoluted conduit. Okay, yes, and I see that again here. So the attention is being called to the heart space, whether we want to see it or not. And I feel that you are very hell-bent on pushing. This feels like pushing through here. And again, it's like there's a difference between um sorry, let me gather my thoughts here because I started going on one direction and they kind of stopped me. So it's like, that could be significant. Starting to go one direction and then they kind of stopped me. We definitely need to come back to a centered alignment here. And we do that by literally looking back at the past or looking at ourselves in the mirror and saying, wow, look at how good I'm doing. That's what I'm getting with this here. Now, the broom opened up this can of worms here, which is what we're clearing out. I'm literally seeing that, like, in like the medical field, they'll like scrape out, this is kind of gruesome, but scraping out something like a wound, scraping a wound. Okay, so you could resonate with this concept that I got on a late night message on a short. I think it was a short that said the it's painful to go into the past. It's painful to go to the past. But there's a part of that past that is sort of blocking your success here. And you feel that the best thing to do is to push through that and continue to focus on work. And again, this is that Seven of Pentacles. This is where we want you, but we want you in a good vibration as you look that way. So those two are the same there. So what is this truth? Yeah, something that we've walked away from here. Okay, so I do feel that, I mean, as I touch the Lovers card, I'm like, I feel like this could be a love connection because I'm touching the Lovers card. Let's get a clarity on that. Yeah, there's some sort of disappointment here, and we decided to just go on. Okay, the star is about a healing journey, and we see healing here as well with the Four of Swords. Yes, we're just trying to push through this heartache. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, but let's get some more. I wish I could keep the star on the bottom of the deck, but I need to color on it so I can't get in trouble. We have the moon here, similar energy. So following that intuition, following your intuitive call to get to this end result that you are striving for. Okay. Yeah. And it's about the way that we go about it, okay? There's a hermit journey here as well as the Queen of Pentacles journey. Okay, so we need to be looking at this from a standpoint of, again, look at how far I've come rather than, oh, this isn't working, let me pivot. Oh, this isn't working, let me pivot. Okay, that's the energy I'm getting. Your intuition is on point. You can trust your intuition, but we want you to be proud as you go along and walk along this path because it does feel very, this is like an independent creator here. Ace of Wands at the bottom. Very independent, very inspired. And there's the King of Pentacles with the world. Yeah. I feel inspired. I'm going to do this hell or high water. I believe that it is meant for me. Yeah, that's exactly where you should be. So we saw King of Pentacles there. So yeah, Eight of Swords, Hermit came right back out. Okay, so this does feel as though we are squandering some sort of heartache. Okay, we're trying to push it down. And so that term spiritual bypassing is coming up again. So this is almost like a need for shadow work. Okay, so whatever this issue was in the past, I can feel you even right now being like, ah, I don't want to talk about this. Ugh, not again. Yeah, not again. Something about a lover's connection that led to some sort of disappointment, probably because we thought it was the end all be all here, the Sun and then the Queen of Swords. We thought that this was our truth, and then the King of Swords. Oh my. Well, we see justice, so I mean, we're gonna be okay here, but I mean, obviously, yeah, that disappointment there with the Five of Pentacles, there's not enough love to go around, something like that. And it translates over into work, is what I'm trying to say. You're very, very focused on work here. But there's a mindset block around how far you can go. Page of Pentacles came right back out. Again, it's just, and there's another page. Yeah. And you see these are children here. We don't want you in a child's energy. And another page. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And there's the Emperor who, yeah. Okay. Geez Louise, I'm so sorry. I've got multiple different streams of thought running at the same time, and I think that you could resonate with that as well. It's like that Three of Wands where it's like multiple pathways. So what I was going to say is the Emperor is the one who sort of did this to the Queen of Pentacles, okay? So this could be somebody who was saying mean things about what you want to do for work, something like that. Or, okay, we are together, we will do this together. And then the relationship blew up in flames, and now you're like ready for the revenge body, revenge bank account. Okay. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's determination, and then there's, I'm going to do this to show you. And we don't want you to be in the showing up, I will show you up type energy. We want you to do this because we want you to do this. It's a calling here. Okay, so again, a perfect match with the Sun card. And normally I would love this and I would say, perfect, that is your person. But here we have Five of Wands and the Moon. There was some underlying issues here that were not necessarily brought to the light. We do have the Sun there though. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. I feel like this is your energy because we've already seen this sunshiny energy and also the Three of Wands on this side. Now we've got the masculine side here with the Moon and the Five of Wands. So there was, yeah, there was some sort of ending that happened here, catastrophic ending, a decision that didn't feel as though it was your own to make that ended in a Three of Swords. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, this feels like a breakup here. There's justice, which could definitely be a court situation. Doesn't have to be, but if I feel it, I'm going to say it. So we're clearing this out here because there was just too much fighting energy. And again, we talked here about this being a healthy home. We talked this about being you in alignment. We talked here about manifestation without this junk clouding everything. Okay, so I'm going to keep these stories up here and we'll get another one to finalize out of this deck. I do feel that the Death card belongs in between the King and the Queen, which is unfortunate. You know, this isn't an easy energy. The Fool, Seven of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords. We see the Seven of Swords already, you know, with that King of Pentacles, and now we're seeing it with the Fool. So again, there's something about blocking the healing process of all of this that's getting in the way of your manifestation power. Okay, so it's like self-sabotage here. A healed heart is not a health. Wait, wait. A healed heart is a healthy heart. And if the heart has not been healed, then our alignment gets thrown off. Okay. So I love the Fool energy. I don't love the Fool energy with two sevens. Okay. So we need to be very careful here of not blocking our own. There's that Page of Cups. That's all the pages. Blocking. Yep. And the heart space was the very last one. So it's the heart space. We could do a heart chakra clearing here. Yeah, the Empress wants to win at her job. Empress wins at job. Yeah. And you're going to do it. I have no doubt that you will do this. Okay. We've seen Ace of Pentacles already. We've seen Empress already with the Fool. Six of Wands right there where we'll put we put the 10 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune again with the Magician. See, this energy is getting phased out. Okay. So it's a small little bit. Okay, this could also go into childhood trauma. This doesn't have to be a relationship. This can be many other things. This could be a toxic boss from 6 years ago. And now that you're in a similar position, all of this stuff comes back up, right? Well, we did see the Lovers, but Lovers is just partnership anyway. So, yeah, there's the burden of it all. Yeah, this wasn't easy to try and sort of get away from. Five of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Four of Swords, which we've seen already. This put you on a healing journey. Yeah, because you were confused. You were like, what do you mean? There's another Seven of Pentacles. I have grown this plant. I should have the fruit that comes off of this plant. So what do you mean? We're at a crossroads and there's some sort of decision being made that is not this way. This way. So thrown off course here, but there's a lot of beauty to be found. Yeah, as it pertains to work here, but it's after walking away. There's work, walking away. And when I get the Eight of Cups with the Temperance, that's taking the high road. Okay. I had to walk away from a connection, taking the high road. So this could be a long-lasting twin flame connection where I connected with this person. They blocked me, left me on red. They went their own way. Now I have to go my way. This could be I married this person, we had kids, we had family, and they decided they don't want it anymore. Then, like I said, this could also be a work scenario. So you place this to your scenario because it could go many ways. All right, but either way, we've been disappointed in love. We felt as though we needed to walk away. And in so doing, you need to make sure that you're taking the high road here, okay? We're not saying I'll show you and I'm going to win in order to show you that I can. Okay, that's not what we want. So we have Wheel of Fortune. It is on your side, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is on your side here. You're bossing up, powering up with this Queen of Wands energy. It's literally like a power up. The wands are conduits straight from spirit. You are getting inspiration. You are getting all of the necessary energy, like a boost of energy, opportune moments. You are harnessing that power here and taking that power to go do what you were meant to do. But there's still a part of you that has anger around the tower that has blown up this connection here. And so when it comes time to make moves in your manifestation, there's a part of you that says, I'm going to show you. And we just simply want you to say, because I want to, because I'm called to, because the energy that lives within me is so inspired. Oh, I cut it, didn't I? I want those gone. I want this one on with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, you're creating your own destiny here with that energy. Okay, so you see how I pick and choose which ones I want to take. Does that mean I don't say the ones that I saw? This is what I'm getting for you. It's like I could have easily just been like, I don't want that one, put it back in and not told you about it. No, I'm going to mention it. Does that mean it needs to stay on my table? No. Okay, that's what you're doing. Somebody else got that energy in their reading too. It was around what we're going to take with us, and that was when we got the 10 of Wands. So check your other placements and feel free to cross watch. Something about what we take with us from this journey. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, what we hold on to on this journey, moving away, Six of Swords. What are we going to take with us? And you get to choose that. You manifest and get to decide what that is. So don't be feeling powerless in this situation here. And Six of Cups, another nod to memories, feeling like we don't really want to let go of every single thing. And there's that Ten of Wands. We have to decide, though, which pieces that we pick up from this change. This Hanged Man is someone who got caught in a trap, right? So something bad happened and we feel like we were all tangled up in this. And look at that, Hanged Man at the bottom of this deck too. So I guess we will go ahead and grab this deck because if it wants to show, it wants to show. Okay, so look at that, another page. Page of Wands, that inspiration, and there's that Queen of Pentacles. Rest assured that this is exactly where we want you. Okay, we do want you on this path of growth here. We just don't want it to be fueled by the Tower and the Nine of Swords. You need to watch where you're getting your fuel. Okay. I actually really love that because look at that. The very next card's down. Nine of Pentacles, High Priestess. You see that conduit going straight from the noggin there. Okay. You are a conduit for source energy, and see her reaching for the white bird. You see that? We want you to get energy from the correct places. I haven't even shuffled this deck yet, and it's talking. So the Ten of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this is sort of like of the past. We've seen Ten of Pentacles here, but this is where you're headed on your independent journey, getting the energy from the correct places, okay? This here is the Ten of Pentacles that we could be breaking down. Again, this could be a job that we're leaving in order to start our own business, something like that. But where this is associated with Eight of Swords, that feeling of being trapped, feeling this one, this tower here, okay, that's, yeah, there's the Death card. Death card, Four of Wands. If that was a marriage, institutions, it takes four pillars to make a structure. So this is some sort of structure coming to an end that felt like a Ten of Pentacles. And I just saw the Ace of Cups shine through. Speaking of shining through, look at that. Ten of Swords and the Sun. You have a choice to make here. And I'm hearing high road again, right? As the Eight of Swords skirted across the table. Okay, so let's get a couple more here. And again, this is not easy energy. Okay, so please forgive me if I'm a little rough here, but this is the Hierophant. So source messages. This is what your spirit team wants you to do, which is to look back on what you've accomplished with this and say, you know what, I was gracious. You know what, I was prosperous in this. You know what, I did do the right thing, right? We have all these pages over here with the Hanged Man focusing on perhaps not having done enough, perhaps not growing to the point that we wanted to. And on the exact polar opposite corner is this Six of Wands, getting your accolades, being proud, standing proud on your white horse, Ten of Pentacles, Fool, all of the Wheel of Fortune here. Wow. I just said the Fool without realizing I had it in my hand. This camera is going to drive me batty. Please. You see how it won't focus? That's significant. It's difficult for you to focus on this new beginning for some reason, even though you are so strongly called to it. Look at that. The Star and the Chariot. See how the colors are even the same here. You're called to move forward in this bright, beautiful new beginning. There's just something that sort of holds you back here. It makes you second guess with that Two of Swords. Makes you feel like, oh, do I really want to pivot? This is somebody who's pivoting, and you need to go to where your energy feels the most alive. Queen of Wands, okay? I'm getting Aries energy off of this. You could benefit from Aries reading. I feel like everybody can benefit from Aries because Aries is the first of the zodiac. they are the blazer of the trails, right? So when we are confused about which way like humanity is going, it's a good idea to watch Aries readings because it's like, oh, okay, if I don't know what I want, then you tap into the collective leader. Does that make sense? So I think that could be beneficial. I also did Aries reading, and Aries reading was very positive of like they're in this zone right here where it's like, F all this junk. Okay. Theirs was very much like the broom and like, and we're done. You're done. So they could focus on this here. And like really beautiful things happen when we focus here. Okay. So that could be beneficial. We have moving on, moving forward to brighten our own light. Again, it's all about where we get that energy from, spirit, source, rather than what didn't happen, what did fall apart, how it fell apart, what are the details, how did it hurt, where did it come from, who's a part of it, blah, 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 right? It's not focusing so much on the story and more so on where we're going. Okay. Yeah, temperance, and I saw Six of Wands here, which I want because we've already seen. It's time for you to celebrate how far you've come here. And again, this is that high road, right? We've taken the high road. We were patient, we were kind, we were very forthcoming, sure. And again, I don't want you to think that you were in the wrong for saying, come hell or high water, I'm going to do this. Right as I say that, Knight of Swords in the world. Yeah. Come hell or high water, I'm going to do this. That's the energy we want you in. But we want your heart space to also follow suit. Seven of Swords right after your heart space. Yeah. So the heart space here has something in that bowl, right? There's something in that bowl. And we're like, what is it? How do I get it out of there? Like, what do I do? Remember I said I am seeing like in the medical field, they sort of scrape. It's like what is it? Biopsy? I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting that. Some of you could be in the medical field. Oh, this camera. Okay. See how it focuses on the confusion card, but it didn't focus on the new beginning card? So anyways, that's our Seven of Swords. Two sevens around the heart space. Queen of Cups is confused, wanting to win at all costs in order to get this beginning. Okay. And we want you to get this energy from your intuition. And there's the moon. And I always split the deck when it's like this. So when you see me constantly splitting the deck, this is why. And it's the Five of Swords. And see that there? That's where I get that one. Another page. Yeah. You need to understand that you are farther on this journey than you give yourself credit for. Let's see what your spirit team has to say about this. I'm going to jump right into Oracle. Okay, now the table is clear. Let's sage again because I do feel I can't have smoke in here, but it smells so yummy. So take a deep breath here, okay? This is the brand new energy. We're going to get into what spirit deems to be your center, the past slash what we're letting go of, which usually is that whole tarot story, unless it belongs here, which is your cognitive activity right now, your mindset and goals. This here is spirit team messages straight from the team closest to you. Ancestors and passed over loved ones can come out there. And then future potential outcomes or what to look forward to. And remember, that's where all of that golden energy was. Okay, so it's time to share your story here, viewpoints and opinions. So, yes, again, we were talking about like the spiritual bypassing, right? We want to be very honest of where we are on our journey and just say, I'm starting to think. And when I think back, it feels this way. It feels upsetting. So it's important that we go ahead and talk to someone about that. And the next card down here, Ace of Swords, bring it to the light. Okay, so we're just sort of brutal honesty here. And at the very center, yeah, I'm telling you, you are a conduit from spirit. This is that temperance energy, but this is the most highly revered animal on the Native American theology book. Okay, like this is insanely positive energy. We want you to be recklessly optimistic, is what they're saying. Okay, this is abundance. It's the number 11. Wow, it's 11:14 today and it's 4:40 p.m. So 1114 could be significant for you. Okay, what are we letting go of or what are we learning? Okay, we're learning how to take things a little more lightly. Okay, so again, if you resonate with like the twin flame journey, this is another 4, by the way. If you resonate with that, oh, I just said 144 could be significant. 144 is apparently how many twins are on planet Earth. So I was talking earlier today on a live stream, and we were talking about the soul tie that ties the twins together. And we were talking about, like, what if I can't cut the cord? What if I can't release this person? Like, it won't work. Okay. What we can do is just lighten our attention on it, right? Like, some of us, we just want to, like, come to me now, come back to me. I can't release this person, this chaos that happened. I want this person so badly. And so what we end up doing is getting like this stronghold, and the other person has their cord too, because it's attached to you in the spirit, right? And they feel the like constant tug, and they're like, oh my gosh, like they feel it, right? So all we can really do is just relax on it, and that is this card. So whether it is a twin flame journey, whether it is having to break up from somebody, and I feel very strongly that you're the tarot cards are over there, so I'm pointing that way. I put them over there to do the short. But anyways, it's like, now I forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back and I'll watch this back and be like, hello, you were saying, look at that. 2 more 4s. Okay. This is sacred space here. This is also that child, right? So we got all those pages. This could be inner child stuff, but we're learning something about safety at this time, and we're thinking a lot about safety. Yes. And it is hard. I feel like somebody here does not really enjoy the ooey gooey ushy stuff of the heart. Okay. This is where all that Queen of Cups was. And this is very Queen of Cups flavored. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's like the heart stuff triggers some wounds, and that doesn't feel good. This is where we would go into sort of a healing modality and start to really pinpoint where the pain is in our body, that type of thing. So we'll get further into that, but that feels uncomfortable. Okay, so it's almost like you don't want to focus on this. So Spirit Team says, Spirit just said, too bad, so sad. I don't want to say those types of things, but they said it. Okay, don't shoot the messenger. They said that the roots grow the fruit, okay? And we started your reading with the tree. So if the roots are rotten, we can't have fruit that is prosperous, okay? And we know that your goals are all about the money, the material, making things happen. I want to see success. I want to be able to travel, all of these things. And yes, we want you to have those accolades. We want you to get to that point. But we want you to also recognize that the root and the heart chakra and all of that ooey gooey stuff you don't want to look at, all that 5 of Swords energy, right? We don't want to look at it. Well, we need you to be open to that idea. Okay, I just got stomach pains, just like a low ache. Oh, I also was getting medical, scooping something out. Okay, so we need to be careful of putting our energy, like pushing energy down, okay? Like consistently avoiding the healing work can actually lead to health issues, okay? So that's coming through. So it is very important that we do this. And didn't I say during your tarot reading, we need to be careful where we get our energy from? Here we go. So I speak a lot on this channel about the tower moments being this usable energy, okay? And it's because of this card. A shake up is a wake up, all of these things. But for you specifically, They want you to understand that it's not chaos and destruction and fire burning in the clouds that's not the only way that you can get your energy. You can get it straight from source, from alignment. This is where that flower was, right? So health, as it pertains to how we manifest, where we get our energy from, it does start here. Okay, well, technically it starts here, which is not making everything, they just said not having to make everything make sense. So there's an energy here of not needing to have all the answers. And remember, we started here. We don't need to have all of the answers in order to take action or in order to have things manifest. We simply need to get into alignment, okay? And you'll have a more peaceful experience when you allow that energy to flow through you. And it's like from the sky instead of from the ground, something like that, okay? And so the shift that we're making is in that being able to voice our pains without hesitation. Okay, as I hesitate to get my words out, but I think that's correct. Okay, so going back to the center here, this is a spiral. So let's go back to the center and see what we have to say about this beautiful alignment energy. Okay, the number 11 with the buffalo. What do we have to say about this energy? Yeah, the rainmaker. 4-2. Twos and fours could definitely be significant here. And we have the journey. Okay, so again, they want to drive home this heart space, okay? And I know this journey is not easy, especially if we've had the trauma. Stuff has happened, whether it's a lover or not, that's up to you. But stuff has happened. The journey has not been easy. The rain and the water is always about emotion, okay? So the journey involves emotion. And that is where they're saying too bad, so sad. Unfortunately, but there's another 4-2. So the journey involves emotion. And they're kind of saying like the earlier you recognize that, the better. Yep. Split the deck again here. And we have the child. Remember, we got all those pages. So someone here could have inner child stuff. I'm not going to go into that because that's on a different level. So when I do shadow work, okay, let me just go into this real quickly. When I do shadow work, if there's a lot of trauma or a lot of stuff that has happened, okay, there's a depth to people. And, you know, we go down this staircase and that's where the healing caves are, is sort of in the lower world, right? But it doesn't have to be knocking on the devil's door, okay? Sometimes it's only 2 or 3 steps down, and then we get into a healing modality and we do that healing because it's a quiet space. And then we move back up and we're back on the 3D, and then we go up and we are ascending. Okay. So when we have something that's very deep, that cuts very deep, right? That means we have seen a depth that's very scary sometimes. So it's important to know when to turn around and come back up. It's important to know when to just not dive into the trauma in order to relive it or to get the details of it or anything like that. It's more so about being like at peace with it. Okay, so there's something here about making peace. And the corn is that golden energy. This is that 10 of Pentacles type energy. This is manifesting, it's having more than enough, similar to the buffalo, right? Corn and buffalo were here before the white people. Well, me. But anyways, was here before the settlers, all right? So there's an ancestral wisdom that goes along with this as well. There's an awakening that's happening. It's like as we tap into this, we grow here. So I think that that's prevalent with the shadow work thing. Yeah, ancient ones. Something here to do with ancestry, okay? So you could be diving into that with the tree as well. And you could get a lot of insight there. But that's kind of what I'm getting is if the roots are rotten, the fruit does not bear. If the child is still traumatized inside of our light body, the manifestations don't come. So part of the journey is clearing those chakras and understanding the healing. Whew, it's got deep. Okay, so let's see what we have to say about this healing here. And I do feel that you're focusing on this even though it's uncomfortable. So this was a long-winded way to get around that, around to that. Yeah, a long way to get around it. Okay, yes, this is a heart issue. So again, you may not resonate with this child self, okay? So some of you may, and some of you could be on this heart love journey, perhaps a twin flame, whatever it is, okay? It doesn't matter what the junk was. What matters here is that our heart is okay, okay? And that we don't need someone else to feed this heart in order for us to receive the healing, okay? So I am definitely getting that someone could benefit from like a professional healer, maybe like Reiki, sound waves, something like that. We have the owl, the drum, and the ghost dance. Yeah, there's a lot of power here. 2 and 2 is another 4. Okay. The ghost dance is about calling upon the ancestors, and we've seen ancestors already. Intuition with the owls, and the drum is a rhythm. This is a cycle. This is a generational cycle. I just got chills. That's definitely what that is. So that is what I think Spirit is trying to sort of tell you is like, hey, we're here to let you know that these mountains that you're climbing, which is always, you know, the 3D, the issues, the pain of just being in the matrix, right? Like this here is matrix, okay? This spiral that you're feeling like you're always going downhill and you can't take your accolades yet comes from some sort of cycle with your ancestry. Yeah, and as soon as we clear it out with the water, we're able to finally gather. Yeah, and then we will feel light as the wind because we were able to release in some way, shape, or form here, which leads us to this happiness. Okay. So all of that we'll say is the drum. Okay, we're gonna say drum and look at that. Yeah, you're getting into flow here and changing how you see energy because you're going to be getting into balance. We're completing some sort of generational cycle, generational pattern by getting into flow and being able to sort of wash it clean here. And there's that energy that comes from spirit, the thunder and the lightning. The lightning and the thunder, thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Yeah, there's something about that. And look at that. The eagles are magical because they get to get like up and above and out of the thunder. So, okay, we'll take that as well. Okay. And I'll leave these here because I feel like they're going to come back up. Okay. All right, let's get another deck here and see what else we have to say. I really like where this is going. Please do like the video as well if you like the way that I read. I don't see a lot of people doing these spirals. I wish more people would. This is like such a beautiful way to read. Okay. Yeah, treasures hidden in the shadows. You see that? There's something about this healing journey that when you do it, you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense because of that. Oh, that makes sense that this happened. Okay, so there's a lot to be found here. See that? The courage to step into life. This is where you've been. This is what you've been doing, is like taking advantage of the chaos and using it as an exemplifier. Okay. An amplifier, yes, but then I said exempt on accident. So we've been just push through it, push through it, push through it. And now it's almost like you've made it to like this energetic checkpoint. Okay. Yeah, you need other people's help here. Okay. And I was getting that when it came to here. I would never suggest anyone do a shadow work journey by themselves. Okay. Not fully. Another 4 there. It's okay to do like a meditation here or there, but I'm feeling like someone needs to do a full shadow work journey here. And that is something that I teach. It's one-on-one, okay? So it's a Zoom call a week, and you can be satisfied. You can finally be satisfied. You can be certified to teach others or to perform your own if you want to. Okay, so we have this sky bridge here and connectivity. Yeah, so you could definitely resonate with the twin flames. This adds up to an 11. Possibility for union. We hear that a lot on the twin flame journey. Sorry, let me get that in frame. We hear that a lot on the twin flame journey, but what I always get with this card is it's like things are lining up. See how these are floating? And it's like spirit is lining things up for you. And we see that again here with this jeweled web. And it's like brain chemistry. It's like all of these things like do, 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 like come to a connection. And it's like dink, dink. It's like a computer or something. When the connections are happening, they make satisfying little sounds like why am I getting that? Um, like those magnet games. Okay. And look at that. Spirit of the river, movement towards an adventure. There's that Fool card. And there's that 5. See, and I was saying I don't want your experience over here to have a 5 in it. And here's our 5 because the movement is in the river, the water, the emotions, the treasures in the dark here. Yeah, because we're teachable as it pertains to what we need to do next on our journey, which is something to do with healing here. And it protects the future generations because this is some sort of generational curse here. Yeah, that is coming to completion. You're breaking curses here. Okay. So rest assured, this is extremely, extremely powerful what you're doing. Okay. And look at that. The prosperity is on the bottom here. That's your energy as you connect to this conduit. Yeah. It's all about where you're getting the energy from, the inspiration. Yeah. Your blessings will come. And I'm also getting here that you're going to be shocked and surprised about how they get to you. Like once you start to tap into this more emotional, more healed side of you, the more blessings are going to come. Yeah, wow. Financial health here, I'm telling you. And you're going to be able to like share it with the people who have helped you. Because I was getting here, like, this to me feels like a collaboration with a spiritual healer, something like that. If it's not me, it could be someone else. 5, 5, 5. 3 and 2 is 5. See, the 5s have changed pace now. The 5s in the tarot are typically challenges and having to overcome and, winning at all costs, things like that. Now the 5s are flow, connect, connect, flow, heart space open. Okay, yeah. It's not going to be an easy transition here. Okay. And I have a feeling that you'll be doing this in spurts. Okay, so one day you're push, 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 and then you kind of catch yourself and you're like, wait, what am I feeling in my body right now that makes me feel like I can't take a break, that makes me feel like I can't get enough done? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Closure. It's spirit is literally like, again, I'm getting that harsh energy from them where it's like, too bad, so sad, because this is meant for you to do. Wow. Family talent. I'm definitely getting this as passed down from the family here, and you're like the first one to take it on. And there's the courage here, the courage to take it on. You're invoking a very specific spiritual calling here to break generational curses. This could definitely be something along the lines of like staying in family dynamics that you don't feel happy in. No one else has ever been able to. I mean, we've all seen the TikToks, etc., of the girlies nowadays being like, women have only been able to hold a bank account since the 70s. And it's like none of our ancestors were able to cut this cord and let the cage drop and fly out from it. There's like this angelic, I'm telling you, it's like this is you cutting this cord from this like patriarchy, and this is the future generations. It's like you're destroying the cage. I don't know if you've seen, I keep referencing like TikToks, which is silly, but there's a video of a cockatoo, like the cute white bird with the fluffy head. And the owner, he got a new owner, and the new owner started like beating the crap out of the cage. And the cockatoo was standing up on its little perch, and it was like, mother fuck, 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 like the F-bomb. And it was just like screaming and like celebrating. Like, that's what I'm seeing. It's like your spirit team is so excited to see you break this cage. Yeah, because you're the first person to have the courage to do it. But your ancestors were the ones who had the emotional attachment, the emotional pain. Oh my God, I've got chills everywhere. And I mean everywhere, all up my legs. Your ancestors are like, they're like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That's your ancestors. And I don't always say that with this position when I say this is where passed over loved ones come through. And I knew the moment I said that this was going to be one of those rare times that passed over loved ones do come forward. And that's what they're here to say. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just cut this deck. Freedom. And there's power. And I mentioned it would be a good idea to watch Aries readings, even if you don't have any correlation to an Aries, because that's the energy that they're in. I think. I'm pretty sure it was Aries that was like, screw this. I'm cutting this cord. It's slamming to the ground. I'm going to get in this beautiful energy here. And it's like they're a step or two ahead because they're the leaders, right? So in astrology, anyways, just I don't even remember the basis of Aries reading. I just remember it being like, whoa, because I cried. So watch that reading and sort of like follow suit, okay? Because these are all just ideas. But anyways, what I'm getting here is like your spirit team, your ancestry, your family line is so sorry that they made this journey harder for you. Because it's like they handed you a shitstorm that it's like extra karma that didn't need to be yours. And I feel like you took it on in the spirit realm, like before incarnating. And so you did know, you were like, I'm going to come down here with all of this baggage, so to speak, and I'm going to have to struggle through that, but I'm going to be rewarded for it. Prosperity, financial health, and I'm going to be able to free the next several generations. So yeah, sign me up. I'll do it. That was you. And now you're in the midst of it being like, what have I done? Right? It's like jumping from that fool's journey, and then mid-fall you're like, oh my gosh, what have I chosen? Right? Like, whoo-wee. Okay, let me get back on track. Okay, so family goes here, talent goes there, courage goes here. The issue is, the weird thing, I guess I should say, is the courage is all about this ooey gooey heart stuff because you don't like it. And I don't blame you, whether it's childhood trauma or whatever it is. But again, it's necessary for this new beginning. You have to face this genetic, there we go. I almost said generic. Maybe part of you feels that way. Half of you could have clicked off this video already because you're like, oh, not another tarot reader telling me to have forgiveness and release my fears. Not that, right? I'm kind of feeling that vibe, but this is the deeper meaning of it, is there's your doorway. And it comes right after you flow emotionally and feel the feelings of like hundreds of years of ancestors right next to the rain. Okay, back to animals. The bottom of the deck before I even shuffled was this play card, and we did see that here with humor. Interesting position, right? Yeah, so I mean, part of these ancestors are saying, you know, geez, okay, so I'm having kind of a flashback when I was in a really low point and I was really upset and I was kind of like crying at the wind, right? And I remember feeling overwhelmingly like someone on the other side, God, source, spirit, ancestors, whoever, was like, we don't blame you if you don't want to go this way. We won't blame you if you don't do this. Okay. Because some of you could be feeling like, why me? Why do I have to do this? Do I have to do this? And they're saying, no. You signed up to do it. It would be very rewarding to do it. But first of all, you don't have to do it on your own either. And they're not saying like this is fun. We're just saying take it more lightly because if you don't, then someone else in the family line will get the calling. Okay? Our favorite card in tarot, patience here. And it's going with all of this love stuff that you're having the courage to face. And again, it's in waves, okay? You don't have to take on 25 years of trauma in one go. That's what I'm saying with the shadow work thing, right? So be patient with yourself. And again, with all this child energy here where we saw all the pages, this is also about looking back on how far you've come and being like, I have been doing it. I have done a good job. Okay, and that could be your spirit team as well, because look at that, communicate, collaborate, and here we had groupthink. So you don't have to do this alone either. So if you're feeling impatient with yourself and you're feeling like, yeah, I'm headed right into the bear's den, I'm headed right into a shark-infested waters here, but I'm determined, again, this is right back to where we began, which is I'm determined to go through the shark-infested waters. So either this is determination to feel the feelings of forgiveness, which trust me is not simple, okay? Forgiving someone who's done something terrible is not easy or fun, right? And they're like, sorry. So either it's that, feeling the fear of having to forgive someone that never apologized, that type of thing, or it's a feeling the feeling of like jumping up and over it, like doing the spiritual bypassing, right? And being determined towards the end goal and the material gain anyway, regardless of this. Okay, so two different energies there. I'm going to set those outside the circle because they could be a couple different things. Okay, so yeah, you know what? That's the lesson. Inspire and create. Yes, this belongs here. That's the talent. That's the closure. That's, yeah, it's how you use the energy. Inspire, Ace of Wands. Create, Ace of Wands. These are both Ace of Wands. This is your conduit here of how you get your energy from source. And this is the Page of Pentacles, what you do with it. And look at that. Protect and peace. Protecting your victory by being able to consume this family cycle here in order to provide. So that's kind of what I'm getting is you're the one who's been inspired to create out of this vibe. And it is to protect this family line. Yeah. Ooh-wee. That's a lot, but I think this is very, very positive. There's that death card. We've got a lot of completion cards. It's like you also won't have to do this again and again, okay? So when I talk about my readings, I always say they go full circle and then we start over. Closure, take things lightly. And it's like the healing begins again. And yes, this is true, but I'm really feeling like you're at the precipice. I mean, really, this closure here every time gets a little easier. Okay. So when I get death cards and stuff here, oh, it's like you've made it at the end to the end of the line. Remember how I was talking about in my shadow work one-on-ones, I only go down as far as we need to, first of all. Okay. So you've made it down to this bottom point, whether it's the trauma, the heartache, whatever. Now, when the healing is completed and we lock that door and we start coming back up the spiral staircase, you don't have to go down there again. And so, right, if you imagine a spiral here, that's the end. Take up a step, go around, go up a step. You see what I mean? So every time we do these readings, every time we go a little deeper, we're up a step. Yeah, because you have the courage to heal. Someone here does not love the idea. And that's where the heart-centered, icky stuff came out. Having the courage to face it there. Yeah, because healing feels like a mystery. It feels like we need to relive something, right? And the instinct is to put our guard up to it. Yeah. But Spirit says if you want to have ultimate peace and balance, this is what's needed, the work, the true work, which is the healing work. I'm definitely getting Teal Swan. You could look her up. She's really good at looking at these things as well. She talks a lot about masculine and feminine dynamics, if that's relevant to you. But I'm getting Teal Swan. I got Aries reading. Lots of animals here on the board. Shadow work. If you want a personal reading, check out that description box. It's just email me at this point and we can dive a little deeper into what this is because I wouldn't trust just anyone with this because of the reluctancy that I'm feeling here. So reach out to me if that's something you'd like to do, like on a one-on-one call over Zoom. Okay, that's how I would do this. But yeah, I think we covered everything. All right, my dear Taurus, I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to check out your playlist. There are other readings here for you, not to mention the shorts and the generals. But I will see you on your next reading. Don't forget to like. Thank you.